Welcome everyone to the second video of my Beyond Earth Rising Tide expansion Let's Play, playing as one of the new sponsors, the Falah faction or sponsor. We've got off to a particularly hard start here, I believe. We didn't have very much bonus resources nearby, and also there are two alien nests on these fraxite sites right next to us. There's one over here as well. So yeah, it looks like we've got off to a pretty tough start, and hopefully it gets a bit easier. This is on Soyuz difficulty. Normally I play on Apollo, so I'm sure I'll be able to eke out a win here still. But guess we'll see. If the AI's been improved significantly, then maybe I won't be able to. Right, so let's get things started by ending the turn. Not attacking the aliens quite yet because I don't have a military, and they would probably cause me a lot of problems if I start attacking them here. On this primordial biome, which we're playing on, a new biome, they supposedly are more aggressive, or at least anger more easily if you attack them. So we've got a pod available here. Let's go and grab that. Resource pod searched. Extra 25 culture, brilliant. And we found an artifact. So this is a new feature. Basically you get these artifacts, I believe, if you find pods, or if you actually destroy nests, they can be found there. Let's view the library. I think the alien ones are in nests. The progenitor ones, you get those, I believe, if you find certain expedition sites. But you can exchange these for various resources. Wow, 96 culture for that one. Pristine isotopic decay. I'm not going to read through all of these, it'll take a bit too long, but if you want to pause and read that, please be my guest. So what you can do with these, you can exchange them straight away to get a boost, or you can exchange a set of 3, and if you do exchange a set of 3, you actually get something special like a build-in or some kind of enhanced ability. I'm not quite sure what you get for 3 alien ones, 3 progenitor ones, or a mixture of the 3. It's all slightly different. We'll no doubt find out about that later on. But in this circumstance, I actually think it's a very good idea for me to exchange this early on. 96 culture at the beginning of the game is a vast amount of culture. We can actually get quite a few virtues from that, probably. So in this circumstance, I'm definitely going to be exchanging that shortly. So we've got 25 culture here. The quest updated. Stepan versus the New World. So this is a new quest. I have no idea what this is. I think I'll actually read this one, but I'm not going to read all of these. So one morning in the capital, a torn letter is discovered addressed to the New Kins. The anonymous note describes an illegal slave trade being run inside our colony and begs its leaders for help. We have not seen a sun since our landing. We don't know where we are, but if you don't send help soon, we won't be anywhere for long. Stepan. If this organization is real, we must move quickly and quietly to learn the truth. At the same time, it seems unlikely. Where would these slaves have come from? All of our colonists were chosen on Earth and accounted for upon our arrival. Build one spy agency building. I believe you need to compute in to actually get that. It's a bit too early on in the game to go for that. You can see it would take 114 turns. So, but oh, that's definitely a tech I want to get. It's pretty early on. Mid-game, well, early mid-game. So artifacts acquired. Right, so let's pick my first virtue before. Well, let's use that now. So let's do that. Complete research. Should carry over. Let's pick virtues then. Now with Falah, because as I've mentioned previously, they gain a lot of production in terms of their development. So I probably want to focus very much on picking virtues that enhance that in some way by giving me more production. The industry tree is the best for that. You get production there. Manufacturers later on you get production from. There's all things in here that would help out in that fashion. So that's definitely probably going to be my main tree. Now I've seen a lot in the preview videos of the game, people seem to always go down the prosperity tree. I think it's probably worthwhile me going to pick up the colonists here. I'm not sure if I'd go through all of the tree, but I might return to it later on after the industry tree. I don't really want to focus on it too much early on because everyone does that and it's a bit boring seeing the same old videos all the time. So Yeah, but I think I might get a colonist early on. Problem is, where the hell do I settle here? I haven't explored much yet, which is an issue. There's a couple of frac sites over here. So wouldn't mind a city that grabs both of those. Yeah, that 1, 2, 3. I may actually go for a land-based city by there. That would get the frac sites, get the chitin. And maybe I could have a sea-based city to grab other stuff like that, Xenomass. Maybe a site there that would grab a tiny bit of the ocean. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm going to come down in this direction then. I didn't really want to go prosperity, but with that artifact, I think I have to go for this. So we gain an extra 10% food retained in the city. Homesteading means outposts are made quicker. And colony initiative will give us a free colonist. So that means one of our quests is updated to, because we've got a colonist and we have to get an outpost now. So the colonist is there. Now I don't actually have anyone to protect that, do I? I have this explorer which I could bring back up, and I probably should do. Now I could actually colonize out to sea straight away, but yet again I don't have anything to protect it, so moving it out, probably not a great idea. And it's, yeah, I think I'm going to have to come down here with this first colonist. So not attacking aliens still. This explorer, bring him back to get an expedition module. Okay. We're just short of being able to get another one. I'm going to switch over to industry. Now, that's due to be finishing in a turn. Can I actually... That's 5 turns. No, I'm going to have to keep that on for one more turn, I think. Okay, so I've got my colonists. Do I risk this? Do I bring it down? This is such a dodgy thing to do. I gotta really figure out what... If I'm safe from that in theory. I think I'm gonna put it around here. If I can get both frac sites, then I can build... There's a lot of frac site buildings, so I would only have to make one of them in effect to get a bonus from both of those sources if I have both of them in range. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring that here. Okay, if I lose my colonists, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. I took a big risk with that. Right, phew. That was worrying as hell then. Right, luckily I've been kind to the aliens and they didn't attack it. Okay, I'm not sure I want to take that risk again. Right, let's just keep on bringing this explorer back. So where's the exact site I want to pick? If I put it there, then I get chitin, 2 fraxite copper, fiber, and that xenomass would be in range. Not sure whether or not I should have that. Make a point of getting that xenomass. I mean, I could have an ocean colony over there, but maybe I'd want it up here, perhaps. Thing is, I haven't explored very well, which is a problem. But it's only turn 13, so it's no wonder I haven't explored very well. Very early colonists here. Okay. Which could be a very good thing long term for us. After this tough start, it's gotten easier by the looks of it. So this is coming back to get the expedition module still. Don't think our land nexus is 2 within the nest. Then 2 radius. Right, we've actually grown this turn, so let's switch this over. Change production. Let's get the old Earth relic. So have I mentioned diplomatic capital yet? Diplomatic capital is a new feature which you can use to get the traits with. So we're a long way short of that. That will increase our development. Should we get that, or we can't? I can't actually select any of those yet. Falah looks great in her still suit. Really big fan of her, basically. It's a very Dune inspired, I think that is. So maybe I should be playing on an arid geom. Right, let's actually end the turn. Are we not grown at all there now? Yeah, alright. Very crappy starting location. Okay, but Falah's ability seems to be coming in handy, doesn't it? So am I definitely going there? I really want to explore a bit more before I decide. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter if I lose a turn in there, to be honest. 1 there. There isn't any aliens nearby, is there? So I'm going to move off that tile. Let's come down south. I want to find out more about down there, see if there's any more resources before I settle. Let's move on to this. Still not attacking aliens. What's going on here? That's actually starving. That's terrible. We're out of food, are we? Change production. Can I select more food? Do I have any money to buy a tile? What tiles am I using? That one's... I could buy the frac site. 50, that would give me a food. Oh, that one. Ah, there's one more turn to border growth, though that would get it anyway. But there's a sea creature there, so maybe I wouldn't get it. Right, I'm going to buy that frac site tile. It's on the nest as well. I still have to get that pod. Okay. Does that change anything? No, because it's a bug on there, so I can't use that tile, which I hadn't realised. This is becoming a problem, isn't it? Can I pick that? Right, I gotta do that, otherwise I lose the population. So I might have wasted a turn on production, I'm not sure. I need to get a worker. Right, let's end the turn. I'll probably have to have a few turns of growth here, maybe, and then switch back to production. Right, I've got a new virtue. So, yeah, I'm not going to continue down the prosperity tree. I'm going to switch over to industry. So, there's so many good things here. There's the effective... well, it's just like the old Rome ability in Civilization 5. Yeah, tons of production here, so let's go and grab that. I'm not sure if the production is retained for that old earth relic or not. Might be, actually. Right, let's move on there. Problem with not killing these bugs earlier on, they're freaking, breeding, it would seem. There's a lot more of them. Let's move to there. Pod there. Right, so I think that's a Tyler one. You can see we took 10 points damage from the miasma, but it's going to take ages for us to be killed from that method. I'm not going to settle this turn. I want to do a tiny bit more exploration with this explorer. At least one more turn. I think I can wait a turn. It's not going to make a big difference. Okay. Well, it might make a big difference if I find I want to move it somewhere, but probably won't. Probably want to sell. Actually, that's where I want to settle, isn't it? Anyway. So I need to move there next turn to grab that and that. And that and that. Yeah, so I'm not actually in the right place anyway. So let's how much food have I got stored up here? I think I'm gonna have to put in a couple of more turns. We're generating 4.7, right, and I was losing 1 before. We've actually got that tile now. Yeah, I'll put one more turn in. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to record these videos. I think I'm just going to record like 3 or 4 hours long and then cut them into 20 minutes or half a minute videos rather than just do half-an-hour videos and have an intro at the start of each one. I've been doing that with an EU4 Let's Play recently where I've just done cut them into half-an-hour or 20-minute videos. Right, I want to get that pod at some point, definitely. There's more xenomass down there. So there may be an ocean site I want here. There's fungus there. I don't believe I can get that fungus and get that frac site though. So I am going to settle there. It's not such a great idea to settle on rivers in Beyond Earth as it used to be in Civ 5. You actually lose the extra point of income if you settle on a river and there's no buildings for it. Now what I don't actually know is where any of the titanium or what else is it? Titanium, geothermal or oil is on this map, so I could be settling in the wrong place here, but I can't wait until I've got all of those, can I? So that's where I'm going to settle, pretty sure of it, but let's finish up my movement. Right, this explorer got the module back. So I need to get a boat out to there, I think. Now I could go and take out that nest, but I don't know what the consequences of that be. I know they get more angry. If they become orange with me, which might happen on a primordial map, then I'd be in a lot of trouble with this amount of aliens, so I don't think I can risk doing that yet. Not until I've got up more of a military. So what am I going to do with this explorer? I think I'm going to bring him down south. Okay. So well, I've never played on a primordial map or long enough on a primordial map to know. I've only played about 10 turns previous to this game. So this guy, let's grab that pod. 15 culture, very nice. Do we get an artifact? 20 science, quest complete. That was the gifts from home. We did get an artifact. So Jowler, ball field set, pristine condition. View library. So what do we get from this one? Should we turn it in? Wow, 96 culture again. I've got to turn this in. That's too much not to do. I would like to get a set of these, but early on in the game it's much better to turn them in than late game, because late game 96 culture, who cares really? I'm going to be probably earning 100 odd per turn, but at this point I can get a ton of virtues straight away with it. So I'm going to have to turn that in. It's too good not to. Right, artifact acquired. Quests, excellent, extra science. We're 2 turns away from engineering. I could wait a couple of turns. That's tempting. That is tempting. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what? I cover most of this land actually between the two of them in this area. So I think if there is oil, I should grab it. Might miss some at sea. So I will settle this turn. If there's oil under that tile, I would lose it. Now I have to protect that as well from bugs if they go for it. So 1, 2, 3. What Firaxis could do is actually show you the radius of the city. It's 3 tiles, like a coloured thing on here. There used to be a mod in Civ 4 that did that, and yeah, Firaxis has never done it. Let's sell there then. Okay, for completing that quest we got a new soldier unit. I've forgotten about that, so it's going to help out. I'm going to keep him around here for the time being. Right, so I probably should switch out from food production as well in the capital. So let's change this back to the old relic. So it's 40. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it has retained onto that, I think. Brilliant. Okay. Worried about that. Let's end the turn. No, I've got artifacts. I forgot. So let's put that to there. Complete research. Okay, let's pick. Now that's a very good pick early on in the game because you don't have much money, but later on in the game it's not so good. Should I pick it? What's my income? It's not great. I am tempted to pick it. Wonders is not useful yet. I am going to pick that. That won't be useful yet because I don't have a second city up and running. It's still an outpost. Do I have another pick? I don't actually. There's just 1 virtue from that one. Still think it was worthwhile exchanging. Right, let's end the turn. You have different quality levels of those artifacts, different things you can find. So if it had been a crap quality, it might not have turned it. Probably wouldn't have actually. Right, so we picked up a pod recently here. Let's move out there. I need to get a boat out quickly or soon. Let's continue down here. Keep my explorers on land for the time being. There's a nest here. Wonder if I move there, they'll attack it because of the nest. If I move down there, I think I'll stay there, but I'm not sure. They may try and attack my outpost in a minute. Right, let's end the turn. I did get this right now.
Instruct the children not to dream of toys or sweets. Instruct them to dream of infrastructure.
Okay, so we got repair facility, thorium reactor, combat rover, titanium. and looks like I picked a pretty good location. There's titanium over there. You can get titanium at sea now. All of the resources at sea, in fact. Yeah, so that's fantastic. Settling next to titanium, it gives you a massive production boost, so you can get that trade depot up very quickly, which you want to make straight away with all your outposts, basically your cities, straight away. In most circumstances, if not all circumstances. Let's bring Explorer down there. Let's to there. Okay. Aliens are attacking, fantastic. Science, I actually really could do with getting the ultrasonic fence very early on in this game, I think. So I think I might go there. That's a new building for sea-based cities, aquatic cities. Yeah, I'm gonna go for ecology. Normally I might have gone for the oil resource next, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. Right, let's end the turn. What's my building next? So trade depot 6 turns, but I can't. Well, I'd have to get a trade convoy or whatever up here. I've heard that Fraxis is actually going to be getting rid of one of these, just having one trade unit in a future patch, in an early patch, but they haven't done it quite yet. So that's a good idea. I want a boat. I need a military over here. I could grow a city again. I could even research science to get that quicker. 22.8. I should increase by 3. It's not much, is it? What about agriculture? 5 turns. I don't have very good tiles. You know what? I'm going to go for the trade depot. It gives you an extra point in production. More capital, which I don't quite need yet, but yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. I'm not 100% sure on that decision now. Trade in the very early versions of the Beyond Earth base game was completely and utterly overpowered. It got toned down a lot, but it's still very, very important. This is worrying. I don't think I have access to gunners yet, which I wouldn't mind having. Right, let's end the turn. They're going to continue to, well, breed, have more numbers. It's going to be very difficult to deal with all of those. If you actually have a nest within your territory for a certain amount of time, I believe the aliens actually become beneficial to you. They actually aren't a threat anymore. They don't attack you. I think in the base game that used to take like 50 odd turns though. I'm not even sure if it's still actually within the game, if that's you can still do that or not, to be honest. Yeah. Actually killing aliens is a lot more valuable arguably in the expansion though, because if you enter the nest you get extra artifact type things. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do in terms of that. Right, I think I'll bring this one out to sea. Okay, and 5 turns. Right, next turn. Wow, okay, so we've got a marvel discovered. Vessels from a neighbouring colony have discovered a living monolith emerging from the ocean. It resembles the hydrocoral seen on this planet, but a bulbous protrusion stems from its armoured base. Bright storms of electrical energy surge beneath its skin. While probing its outer membrane, startled witnesses observed the nearby hydrocoral shudder and twist. We don't know how, but these giant brains seem to be connected with the hydrocoral through some form of sensory network. We should search for more specimens to study. Study hydrocoral brains 1. So I think that might be one there. So I have to get a military unit over to that, I believe. Now, we don't even know them yet, so I'm not sure how we know about that really, but it seems it triggers if anyone finds it. Okay. Not sure I mentioned, but these have been split up as well. They used to be one. Alright, so let's actually come over here with this guy. Found yet more frac sites and yet more nests. Let's come down here. Coral. I don't think we found any coral yet. They're a stationary alien life form. It's been added to the game. Right, 4 turns. Next turn. I'm probably going to want to build a trade route next and have it come, well, trade to Falah, but is it safe? It can't go past the canyon, so it'd have to go there, there, and then down here probably. I'm not sure it is safe actually, but I probably might risk it unless... Oh, here we go. So alien hydrocoal, new unit type. They expand, grow, so there's more of them. So it almost becomes a terrain feature. Right, so 3 turns. That's still growing. It's pretty growing rapidly actually. We got a virtue that increases it by 30% now, didn't we? Okay, we have a new arrival. And this happens to be... well, we don't know because we don't actually meet them straight away. But they landed on the ocean, on an ocean tile. So that must be either Chunsu or the North Sea Alliance.